podcast number 1 of ShaloTek Podcast. Dylan and I did this in the past with Give It Gas. We're just bringing it under the branding. We got Mr. Tim with us.
Morning, sir.
Over here because he brings comedy to all of our lives.
Yuck, yuck.
And drudgery at the same time to all of our lives.
Eat shit.
And so I guess we're going to dive right in and explain why we're doing this, because all we want to do is put out, we've been told more and more lately that the fact that we make our own stuff, we should be putting out more content about the fact that we make our own stuff. And we've tried and we tried and we tried, and we've promised YouTube videos over and over and over again for years now. And obviously that doesn't work because we make our own stuff. And it's really hard to capture weekly content when the machines are making the same thing over and over and over again. And when people are actually working and busy because we make our own stuff. So
this is a way for you to prioritize a message.
Yes.
As opposed to just film and cut
yeah,
up
and try
whatever.
to cut up.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're gonna use this time weekly to discuss what's going on in our shop, in our world completely, whether it be guns. That's why Tim's here, because he's gonna bring that perspective to the world. But we just kind of want to give people our perspective into our weeks, the goods and the bads, because there's everyone that's constantly wondering like why we don't have enough product. Why are things always on back order? Why haven't you released this yet? There's so many things, and it's really hard to tell that story unless we just sit down for a half an hour to an hour every week and tell that story. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to see if it works. I mean, Dylan and I will say this. Last time we did the podcast, we put in reps. So I'm pretty confident that we can put in reps here. Like, we put in reps just fine on that. It was enjoyable. This is way more peaceful. It's 6-something in the morning on Thursday.
Oh, brilliant idea, by the way. Doing it at 6 in the morning. Awesome. Whoever thought of this, want to hold their head underwater.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, are you going to do it at the end of the day when we all just want to go home?
Yes.
You can't do it in the middle of the day because we're all actually working.
Yeah. Like, the end of the day is the problem because life gets in the way. You're like, oh, got to pick up the kid, and there's that thing, and you got to check to cash, you've got to pay the mortgage, you got to blah. You know what I mean? There's always something. So yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't work. But at the very least, at the end of the day, my brain's on.
I don't know. My brain's on in the morning, man.
My brain
enough
is
to make it
currently
an interesting podcast.
Booting up.
Yeah, it's booting up, and it's only running on caffeine.
Which means it's going to be
And
great
anger.
content.
I don't know that. I really don't know that.
So anyways, that's what we're doing here at the end of the day. And we're just going to kind of dive into this and see what we want. Tim thinks it should be all gun related.
Not true.
I think it should be all business related.
Definitely wrong.
Definitely wrong on both ends. Dylan gives no input to life at all.
Hey, and I don't want that to change. Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'm just a gray zone.
So we're going to let you guys decide what we talk about more. As we talk about more things, go, I like that, and then go, Travis needs to shut up, and let Tim talk
we should
more.
get buttons. Cut your mic. Okay, we're done with him now.
We're going to talk now. So yeah, tell us what you like, what you don't like. Ask questions. This is ultimately going to be a questions podcast.
Sounds a whole lot like the recipe to a good marriage.
Ask questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Tell the other person what you want. You know,
Doesn't mean you'll get it, though.
no, not at all. Not at all.
So you can ask all the questions you want. We're not going to answer a single one. We're going to talk about what we want to talk about.
Right.
No, not really. Ask questions. That's the only way you'll actually get answers, because Dylan doesn't pick up the customer service phone.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. Dylan always picks up the customer
Jeez.
service phone.
Yeah, it's just 2 days later.
Shut up.
Just so you guys know, it
Gosh.
rings.
It does.
Dylan's overloaded. And that dives right into the topic of today of We Are Overloaded.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and ask the first question?
Yeah, Dylan
here?
has a list of questions.
Perfect.
We'll just let him ask the question.
So, we answered the why we're doing podcast over shop vlogs.
Did you hear that too?
You didn't know what it was?
No.
There it is again.
Yeah, it's the lights turning off in the machines.
Yeah, both the machines timed out, so they turned off.
Yeah, but they've been timed out all night.
I turned them on, so we had lights in the background.
Oh. Man, stop messing with me like that.
Sorry,
Yes.
I think it's worth it.
That's a good one.
I was like, they shouldn't have. For those of you wondering, this is exactly what we're talking about. Okay, those are on a timer. If they don't operate after, I think 15 minutes is what we have
I
it.
think it's 7 now.
It's 7 now?
Yeah.
They go into an automatic like e-stop mode. So when you e-stop, it just kills everything across the board outside of the computer. And that's what they just did. So
They're mad. They're like, give me something to work on.
yeah. Yeah, you guys are going to be like, cool, why aren't you guys just operating at 6:20 in the morning? And
y'all
just
can
like,
be loading the part, asshole.
yeah, you can be making my slide right now.
Where's my thumb drive?
Gosh.
Boys, I think this is counterproductive. I think we should just walk in at 6 a.m. in the morning and make parts.
All right, we found a solution. There's a whole new litany of inventory laying on the table. We just have to work more. Got it. Damn.
Figured
it out.
One more hour. Could have just worked one more hour.
Gosh.
Well, you know what that translates to, right?
What?
That's either one more FCU housing or
Not even.
400 optic split covers. Take your pick.
Not even an FCU housing. Up one of an FCU housing.
Yeah, it's just the first. Like, it looks like the part won't fit
close.
anything.
Still got 3 more ops, but it's close.
Jeez. All right, so let's jump into the first question. So this is going to be stuff that's both business, shop, and gun related. So we'll kind of hit on all of those factors. Biggest thing is there a reason we have trouble building inventory, or does it have to do with the fact that one, we're a manufacturer, like we do everything in-house by ourselves. We also sell our own products. We also sell to retailers. So are we, is there a reason there that causes us to not be able to build inventory quickly? Yeah.
That's a very simple question.
No, I think it's a very complex question.
I know, but at the very basic root, you and Dylan are good at selling stuff.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Yes, you are correct. But there's a lot of backstory that kind of like lays the groundwork for
Agreed.
that. And
Yeah, I just wanted to be simple.
I-
But then dive deep.
Dude,
But the very simple thing is we're outselling quicker than we can make.
yeah, we sell faster than we can make. There's no two ways around it. But
Why?
we can fix that.
Sort
But
of.
you have to be careful with that, because if you don't control the growth of the company, like you could literally go out and buy millions of dollars worth of machines tomorrow.
I wish.
Uh-huh.
You know the bank that'll do it.
Yeah, right.
And by the bank, I mean, the bank we could rob.
Some GTA 6 shit. But you can put on more machines. You can put on more people. The problem is if you can't maintain that, then all of a sudden everything goes away. Like it all goes away. So you have to be conscious of, I would rather be behind by a week or 3.
Or 8.
Sorry, guys. And maintain that growth, as opposed to just go out, splash the pot, buy everything you need to, and then, wow, 4 months later, everybody's happy, but you actually don't have the back order or the bandwidth to actually maintain that level of production.
Yeah, and I know you're talking about on the financial side,
Yeah.
which is true, like case, right? You got to buy more stuff. But I was also talking to one of our customers on the phone a couple days ago. I'm not going to drop who it was. And I told him, and this is kind of where I'm going at, I'm outside of the financial, you can always find money somewhere. That's what I've learned, right? You knock on enough doors, you can find money to continue to grow. And it was what we're doing. We have some good people behind us that are taking care of us and helping us grow. But there's also a logistical nightmare that comes out of it. And if you grow too fast, you can't handle that logistical nightmare. So like, cool, let's drop 10 machines in this place. We don't have the space here, but like, let's theoretically drop 10 machines in this space, right? Cool, we need personnel to a degree to do that. Well, how quickly are you training up that personnel, right? So like, I'm trying to push the throttle, not even like, yes, on the financial side, I would love to run quicker, just getting more machines in here. But what I'm learning is like pushing right up to that limit to not piss off customers on the, you're always going to piss off people on the back order side of things. Everyone wants their stuff now. I get it. I want my stuff now. Like
Society's do.
Yeah,
Instant
like
gratification.
Yeah, I went to Walmart to pick up iPads for some of the guys in our shop instead of just getting them on B&H or something like that, right? So it was easier, get them now, be done with it.
What, looking at Reddit on iPhone was too taxing? They needed a bigger screen?
Yeah, right? I know. Tyler was like scrolling at the machine yesterday, like getting it all situated out. I'm like, I just created a monster. Not him, just the situation in general.
You're going to have to like implement like those child safety locks.
Yeah,
like
parental restrictions.
Yeah,
They all carry
exactly, yeah.
they all carry the same Apple ID. I can lock that stuff down overnight. Anywho,
Oh, you better have it separated. Oh, yeah. That way you can easily go, You're the one looking at feet pics? Is that what you're doing?
The devices themselves are tagged differently, but they all share the same Apple ID. So they can't even go into the App Store and download anything at all. Because I locked that password down, and it's not our normal password. Anywho, so there's a logistical nightmare, and then it's like, okay, cool. Well, you can solve that with customer support, but like Dylan is customer support while also being shipping, while also handling the website, while also handling our packaging. Like, we all wear so many hats around here. So like, if we dump a bunch of product into the market, well, that's just, it's a very simple fact. Even though we catch quality as best as we can around here and stuff, you're only going to get, like, you're still going to get a percent raise of questions. Even just traffic to the website, you're going to get a percent raise in questions. Well, how many questions can you answer in a day, right? And if Dylan can't answer it, then we get pissed off people that way. So I'm also trying to, and I think that's a quicker way to burn your reputation and brand than just having lead times.
Sure.
Right now is like not answering customer support, not solving warranty issues. I mean, it's like we talked about it, and if the one customer ever listens to this first podcast, they'll know exactly who it is. We had to go shoot that gun. And the range is 30 minutes away. The range that we're like comfortable going and use, like have the freedom to go do what we need to do when we're test firing stuff. 30 minutes away. So that's an hour just of driving, plus 30 minutes there, all said and done, right? So hour and a half. When are you going to burn that?
Yeah. Yeah. What part of the week is the most acceptable to literally say, we're not going to be productive in the standard sense. We have to handle this one thing.
One thing.
Yeah.
Which is a warranty.
That customer is the single most important individual at that point. I mean, realistically, we're putting everything else behind.
Yeah.
For you.
Right.
Don't you forget that, Bill. Bill?
John?
Terry?
Jeez.
So yeah, that's ultimately why. That's the biggest backstory is it, like you can only grow so quick. And you don't know it till you're in it. Like, I think it's really easy to sit on the outsider's perspective that has like no clue what goes into making the product that they have.
Yeah, load part, push button.
Yeah,
repeat.
and like over and over and over again. But we've had a few customers stop in, and then they look and they go, whoa, I didn't realize what goes into doing this. Now, there's going to be other people listening to this at some point that are also machinists, and they're going to go like, F you, that's simple.
Those are the guys that are 5 years past us on this journey.
Yeah.
They've done it 5 years ago, and they're probably like, listen to these pinheads.
Yeah.
They don't have a freaking clue. And we don't. That's the awesome thing is we don't know what we don't know. And we're going to learn those lessons, whether it's easy, hard, catastrophic, whatever the case may
then
be.
it also goes back into a capital thing again, right? Like, we could speed up the process alone if I had another $400,000 that I could drop on a machine tomorrow, right? But then, like,
To what end?
to what end?
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a machinist that's going to, like, somebody that's 5 years ahead of us that goes like, yeah, just grab a Makino DA300, automate it, run it through the night, and you're good to go. Cool, Bill, with what money? Right? Like, you got to grow to that point anyway. So, like, our op one of a FCU housing takes 55 minutes right now. Matthew's told me multiple times, if we could put it on a 5-axis, we could probably drop it to 35 minutes immediately. Just like right off the rip, immediately.
Well, let's not kid ourselves either. You could buy 3 more machines and put them in here tomorrow. Money not being a factor. We could easily max those machines out.
Overnight.
Yeah. Instantly. We could
And still be in the
easily
exact
max them
same
out. Yep.
goal.
Yeah, next week, we'd be like, okay, so we didn't sleep, getting everything installed, getting everybody trained, getting all the material cut, getting the logistics laid out.
Now this aerospace company needs these products too.
Yeah, now we're still upside down on time.
Yeah.
So,
because I think I've always thought we were going to solve that over the past 2 years, and it's what you and I were talking about yesterday. Like, it doesn't get solved. It just
no, it scales.
it just moves. The needle moves.
Yeah.
Which I think is a moment to go like, we appreciate everyone who's supporting us at the moment, because that's why the needle is moving, because you guys keep buying stuff.
Yeah, we could not do this unless somebody was buying the things that we were making.
Otherwise, we'd go flat
really
overnight.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Like, if I always say around here, like, if we did catch up, I would be freaking out.
No, it's scary. That's scarier than being behind. You know, you're like, no, we've got stuff on the shelf and nobody's buying.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Going to start working at Wendy's.
Jeez.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But if you want to.
Yeah, right.
Gosh.
Which leaves room for our sponsor today. We'd like to offer ShaloTek Inc. as a company that you should buy product from. They make great firearm parts. Thank you, ShaloTek Inc., for sponsoring this podcast.
Agreed. I swear we should definitely add in commercials. Little 15-second spots.
Of just our ShaloTek stuff.
Of ShaloTek.
Just like straight B-roll. I think actually Chad's going to do that now. Like we're going to pause B-roll of a machine going, do you have an extra $250 laying around on your wallet? Would you like to spend that on a great firearm
That's
or
a great
firearm
idea.
accessory?
We should actually have a, the Feed the Children commercial, like stuff like that. Like donate,
arms
buy a new machine
of an angel.
Like you could literally contribute to the purchase of a new Makino D8. Blah 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 blah. Like a Kickstarter. You did it, Bill. You did it. You're the one. You were the last one. You're $28 a week. Bought that machine. We can have our own 1-800 helpline. Feed our kids.
Dylan won't answer that one either.
No, not at all. No.
To speak on that really quickly, we're making jabs, but we are trying to, we try to handle our customer service within 24 hours. We can only move so fast. There's surprisingly it shocks me every day, the amount of emails that get walked into that happen between the hours of 5 and 5 p.m. and 5 a.m.
I think the thing that we're on top of, and it's weird, if you want to talk to us, post on Reddit.
Yeah.
Emailing directly, you'll get 48 hours. Reddit, 18 minutes later. Nice pistol, bro.
Yeah. No, I do hammer Dylan of making sure we're staying on top of it. And we're trying to make the questions that you guys ask easier to get a response to and all that, but we can only move so fast. It goes back into everything else. So
Next question.
You guys kind of hit on it. It was the question of, is there a loop of if you bring in more people or you bring in more machines, why would that potentially not solve the issue?
How does that not work?
How does that not work?
Okay, if you have to think about it from a macro perspective, right? Okay, so if a machine does a thing, that does not operate in a vacuum. You have to have the product or the raw stock to put in it. And that is, in and of itself, that's a position that needs to be filled. And if there's a person doing nothing but cutting material and putting it in the right bins, making sure it's labeled, making sure that logistics gets directly to the machine, that just doubled. If you're running a machine and you put in a second machine, well, now you just doubled the workload of whoever was feeding that machine. Then, who's working that machine? Who's doing the setup? Who's making sure the program's running? So everything that is added into the system continues to just add one more thing, and it's all the background. That's the hard part to fill, not the machine. Shit, you can put the machine in here a couple hours. You hire a couple of guys, they come in, level it, do the whole thing, but feeding that machine and not just the material, but every single thing that goes into it, that is the hard part. And there's a, there's a skill set that has to be met. You have to be above a certain level, and that guy doesn't split. That guy has to be at every machine to guarantee that your $500,000 Makino doesn't turn into smoke and noise.
Yeah. So then let's dive into the financial loop that creates in the moment, because then this kind of talks about the business side a little bit for every other person that's running a business right now that struggles and is trying to figure out how to scale as well. So the financial loop of doom of that one is what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And that's what everyone always asks, and that's what we're constantly trying to figure out on a daily basis.
And not to sidetrack us here, but I don't understand how that's still a relevant question in 2023.
What do you mean, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, man, damn it, it's obviously the egg. That's a hill I'm going to die on.
The chicken had to lay the egg.
No, the egg came first.
Where did the egg come from?
The thing that laid it, but it may not have been a chicken. It was chicken adjacent.
So it's still chicken genetics.
No. Chicken genetics came from the egg that it laid.
Gotcha. So the egg came first.
Assuming that you believe in evolution. That's neither here nor there.
We're not going to get into that one.
Oh, good night.
We could be here for hours. So anyways, financial loop of burden.
Yeah.
Okay. So that all, at the end of the day, costs money. So the machine's simple. Yeah, you got to be able to stroke a check for the machine. But then let's talk about...
that's a fixed cost.
That's a fixed cost, one time, said and done. You could finance it. Most people do. You could argue that, but then now we just raised overhead, which is the real thing of like, cool, you raised overhead there, but then you got to raise overhead of the personnel to staff it. Well, okay, cool. That's a small scale, but it's really not. Let's talk about numbers in the machining world, right? So like your most basic machine that you can actually put into production, like legitimate production, not your Tormach or your Haas that's used, like level, stuff like that. Stuff that we could trust to run 15, 20 hours a day, like legit production. Bare minimum, even used, you're starting out at like $100,000, $125,000.
Yeah, see, you
right off the rip.
You just upset half of the machining world. Because I'll put money on it that the majority of the production that happens in this country is two camps. Pristine, top-of-the-line equipment that is exactly what you're talking about.
No. Pristine, top-of-the-line equipment, $650,000.
Yeah. The other half is literally, there's 15,000 guys in a garage cranking stuff out on some duct tape together VF.
Okay, so fine, we cut our teeth on that.
Yeah.
So like we'll do 5 minutes. We have time. We have to be off by 7, but we have more than enough time. Let's do a quick like 5-minute recap of like storyline of ShaloTek.
Story
real
time.
Quick, right? Okay, so Matthew started off with an IMCO. For those machinists judging us right now, started off with a little desktop IMCO in the back of his Tahoe. Ran an extension cord from his house into his Tahoe to run his IMCO to put cosmetics in a slide because his wife's like, you are not bringing that in the house. Right? Okay.
Again. Wait. The IMCO, the rule was don't bring it in the house,
Yes.
but when he actually
Got a Tormach.
he brought that in the house.
Yeah. So like, you can't bring that one in the house. So Matthew started off doing cosmetics in Glock slides in the back of his Tahoe with an extension cord run to it. Okay. Then he bought a Tormach. We're moving up the pace here. He put that thing in a room in his house, which will say Matthew was in a trailer, like a double wide, and like on his parents' property and everything. Doing that, he had to go like bolster the foundation underneath that like flooring to make sure the Tormach didn't fall through. Okay, that is a hobbyist machine. We built off of that Tormach, right? Next up, mini mill. We move up to Savannah. He puts it in his garage. Next up, mini mill, 2001. We got it from another business that's surprisingly in the firearm business here in the Savannah area. We cut our first SIG slide that we ever made came off of that 2001 mini mill. It's possible. And then we moved up to, you could probably see it in the background, that VF1, right? And we started production on that. Like we did production on that, right? And then we moved to the smart machines, and like they're a Fanuc control. They outrun the Haas by a good amount. They were within our budget. I can only afford so much money so quickly because like mini mill, $12,500. Like, okay, that was a big leap for me like 3 years ago.
And now it's chump change.
And now it's like
that's half a materials
good
order.
Lord, it's insane. And then the VF, $32,000, right? But then I landed the SV3 and the NL. You can't see it on the camera at the same time, and that was $250,000 between the two of them. Right, and then we landed the SV5 and we got a killer deal on that, and that's a topic for another day of how that came out. But
well, I'm really glad you guys got these new machines because I get to keep the box that they came in.
You did. So like, we cut our teeth. I know production on. So like to the guys that are like, well, that's stupid. Just figure it out. Well, we did. Like, walk in here any day of the week, and I'll show you exactly how. Like, freak. We just put in a used rotary compressor. We were daisy chaining 3
garage
Home Depot
styles.
specials together to run our air. So it's not like we don't come from the fact of like, I don't use that excuse of, we just didn't have the top of the line or we had the low of the line, we couldn't do production. No, we know how to do production on lower end machines. And then I know what you can do in production on higher machines. Okay, so fun little loop. So on the low side, add another machine in here. $125,000. That's used. That's a legitimate production machine, but used. You want to go a legitimate production machine that I can know runs the next 15 years, 24/7, $650,000. Fully automated. That thing will run nonstop, constantly.
Can we get 2 for a mill? Like, can we just work the deal?
Do you have the mill?
I'm sure we can find it.
Yes, I could.
There's
get
a
2 for
Wendy's in
mill.
town.
Jesus.
So cool. All said and done, we landed a machine. But we were talking about this before the podcast. We talk about it every day. Matthew's our choke point, right? So Matthew,
Love you, Matthew. You're awesome.
yeah, but he's brilliant, and he's the reason. One of the reasons is all of us that have gotten this far. But he's one of the reasons that we've gotten this far. But to go replace Matthew at 85% of his skill level, it's going to cost me $160,000, bare minimum, just in straight salary, and that's for one individual.
Yeah, you see when you say that, now your inbox is going to be blowing up. Like
I'll do it for less.
I'm
I'll
at
do it-
180.
I'm at 180.
But
No.
I'll
No,
deliver.
somebody's going to go like, I'll do it for 130.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think you understand how high your skill level needs to be for me to like
To get your dander up.
to be able to like hire you. Mostly because
And let's not forget about the
But if you
culture.
want to shoot your shot,
Yeah.
here's your chance.
Yeah, right.
that's what I'm getting at without getting into it. Like for those of you that want a job here, email in. We'll put you on the docket. We'll give you an interview.
Yeah.
With the guy you don't want to interview with.
Yeah.
The level is high. The expectation is high of that. So anyways, cool. So we just added, let's say we financed the machine, right? We went out, spent $600,000. I put 10% down and we financed the machine. I'm going to be spending $8,000 a month just there. And then Matthew is already at his limit with machines. We have people running machines now, but like set up all that jazz, it takes a whole lot more. And it's not as easy as like a contract job shop because we have more that goes into it. We do things funky sometimes, but
No.
like the funky things work quicker than what a normal person in a regular like machine shop recognizes. Okay, so I go buy a $600,000 machine. I put 10% down. I go get somebody to fill that role of programming, helping set up the machine, running longer shifts. That machine's going to cost me somewhere around $8,000 a month. That person is going to cost me somewhere around $14,000 a month. So somebody do some quick math for me. That's what, $22,000?
That's all the numbers.
That's $22,000 extra a month. Where is that coming from? Right. So then like that's the battle of what we're growing with around here of like, and that's why I say it's the chicken or the egg. Cool. We could go solve our, and it's what you hinted to before I talked about the customer service side and not pushing off, but like we could go solve our immediate production problems, but then we got to go find another $22,000 a month. And you guys are great to us, but like $22,000 is a big lift. And now you're going to have other manufacturers out there going like, well, that's easy money. But like it all scales because what I thought was hard money 2 years ago or even a year ago, really.
You know what I'm hearing? Like every time he says something, oh, it's money, man, it's going to be hard. Money, it's going to be hard. Money, it's going to be hard. In my head, everyone out there is going, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to.
I'm not crying. I'm just trying to like tell people like this is the issue.
No, there are challenges that we definitely face in growth.
Yeah. And you can only solve it so quickly.
Yeah, and there's probably more than one solution. Everybody's got, an opinion. And you know what opinions are. They're
They
like
all stink.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just jump the
Let's
loop.
just jump there. But we couldn't even begin to entertain how to solve these problems without our customer base. And
Right.
like you guys are diehards, absolute diehards. And
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
So like the best thing if you want your product quicker as you continue to order, because we have a lot of cool stuff coming out that we haven't talked about that we'll
Yeah.
talk out on the
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, this is where we
I
should
wanna
start
talk.
doing like
I
our
wanna tell.
launches a little bit. But like we have a lot of stuff all the way through the end of next year down to like location and everything, and we'll leave it at that. But
What? Are we moving?
what? Okay, what? Okay, so
Finally started getting my mail right.
I moved all of you guys from Florida to Georgia. Now I'm moving you to a different state.
Yeah, like
No, just kidding. We're not going to a different state.
not just Georgia.
All
You're moving
spouses-
us all the way into Georgia.
All spouses would leave. I think everyone
Hey,
would
don't
have a
threaten
really
us with a good time.
I know. No.
You got more questions?
Love my wife. So wait, I was wrapping up a thought and I don't remember what that thought was now.
And we wonder why production is behind.
My gosh.
These are 90%
Oh,
done.
no.
Why can't we
so
ship
the
them?
best thing you
Yeah.
could do to help us get your parts quicker that you ordered is tell your friend to also order parts. And be okay with
And then
standing.
you both
be
wait
okay.
together.
Be okay sitting in a backlog.
Well, what was it?
You guys
Somebody-
become each other's support group.
Somebody had said, I saw a post one time that somebody was like, look, they got great stuff. Quality's top notch, customer service on point. You just got to be willing to wait, okay?
That's all it is.
And
Yeah.
when he said that, like when I read that, I'm reading it and I'm like, I can see him standing in his kitchen, like shuffling. And I was like, that dude's doing the ShaloTek shuffle, just waiting for the, where's my part? Where's my part? Where's my part?
Like a little, like,
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get my comp on, bro. I gotta get my comp on.
which, no, we appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, like, you're helping build a dream. I don't know whose dream, but somebody's dream.
Well,
Just kidding. No, you're helping build a dream. All of our dreams.
That right there is a unique thing because, like, right now, our dream, if you will, is that $2 million worth of machines, the 15 other guys, the ability to grow the business to a point where you're like, oh, we're not just a small shop. We're a powerhouse. We can handle it, right? That guy who opens the box and gets his slide and drops it on, that's the end all be all for him. Like, that's it. He's answered his question. Yeah. And like, that's awesome. I would love to know what that feels like.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, actually? And this is a pivot. Do you have any more questions?
No.
Don't care. Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Just kidding. But that's an interesting thought to think about that I don't often take a moment. I don't think any of us ever take a moment to actually think about
You
that.
know
It's
why?
like
we're always thinking, okay, great. We didn't get everything we wanted to done today.
Payrolls
And
on
we're thinking about
Friday.
tomorrow. And
Yeah.
where is nitrite? Shit, that was supposed to be back here yesterday. Damn, now we can't ship.
and we handle like physically hundreds of these things.
Yes.
So like you don't really get ever a moment to go like somebody appreciates that one thing.
Well, there was a brief glimmer, and I'm going to circle back to going to the range. We go to the range, we're test firing that pistol, and there's a moment where you're just like, this is why we do this, because this is fun.
Yeah.
This is a good shooting piece. Like, and I know that sounds simple and 100% related to the firearms world, so like, I'm sure there's businesses out there that are like, you know, my blow-off valves for my turbos are, they're the best. Listen to that high pitch. Like, I hit a high C. Nobody else hits a high C or whatever, you know, whatever metric they use. But taking that 10 minutes on the range and shooting it, and you're just kind of like, damn, this is fun.
This
is a quality piece.
Yeah.
This isn't some garage-produced POS. Like, this is good shit, man.
It depends on what you consider a garage.
Yeah.
Put us up next to Daniel Defense right down the road, and
We're a
we are a
garage.
garage.
Yeah.
I don't even think we're a garage. We're the backdoor shed or backyard shed.
Well, that's a good thing, because I've seen that meme. Every big thing started in a garage. Apple, IBM, like all of them started in a garage.
Our meme is going to be everything good thing started in a Tahoe.
In a Tahoe? Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And that could be, you know, thought of in many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, seriously. So, yeah, to recap, we're going to jump on here once a week because actually this is enjoyable. It gives me a moment to unpack of life. So we're going to unpack weekly what's going on. It mostly will be our industry of what we have going on in general, what we have going on around the shop. We have a lot of funny things that don't get documented just because it's like impossible with the way we are able to operate right now. It's possible if we could operate different ways, but we can't. So we're going to recap those on this podcast. Dylan's going to be in charge of taking notes of both questions that get asked and funny things that happened. And if we get to the podcast on a weekly basis and we don't have anything to talk about,
That is never going to happen. You give me coffee, I'll talk.
I know, me too.
I'll
That's
just
why we're
kick
doing it in
Tim
the
in the
morning.
shin and just watch him
Yeah,
cry.
you're like, what the hell, Ginger? Why you do that, man?
Yeah, so we're going to
Gosh.
jump on here once a week. We're going to have special guests once in a while. We're going to bring in Mike on the mic,
Yeah.
one of our new guys,
Yep.
because he brings some good questions to the table because he's trying to figure out how to loop in a whole lot quicker. We'll maybe get Matthew on here. We'll see how everyone's feeling.
Cool,
that day.
heavily edited. Heavily edited, got it.
5-minute video.
Yeah, 5-minute video.
We recorded for an hour and a half.
What'd you
All
get?
that came out was 5 minutes.
That's him sitting down and standing up.
No, I think if we actually like brought some legitimate questions to the table, he could dive deep into some things, and it would
Yeah.
be pretty cool. For some people that really want to get into the technicalities of things, we just have to come with the right questions, and I think that could be some really cool segments. And then I'm hoping down the road we can get some other industry people in the mix.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be fun to me to like, whether it's influencers or other shop owners or just shop workers, whatever it is. I'd love to like see the end into their life at like multiple different scales. Like we have a few people from Daniel Defense, like that would be a really cool one. Even just like on the sales and marketing side or something like that. I don't know how much they could do, but it'd be interesting. Or just like, shooting competitors, what they're looking for and stuff, all that.
Or competitive shooters.
Shooting competitors. It's early.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what's called a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
You don't want to shoot our competitors. Not get caught.
I was going to say, so no, I think it'd be cool. I don't know. So that's on you.
I would
because you were the
personally-
contact.
I would like Tyler on the show, and I would like he and I, and just have like a 15-minute segment of nothing but art talk.
Art talk?
Yeah, where we talk about the impacts of different artists on the art world over the years.
Do you and Tyler talk about that already?
No, but I would like to bring just a little bit of culture to the gun talk, and that's coming from the gun guy.
Well, I mean, a lot of us are car guys. He can talk about his Miata.
Yeah.
That he got a banging deal for.
You know,
Did you catch him yesterday? I was like, I want to buy it and I want to do donuts. He said, you can't buy it, but you can do donuts.
Yeah. True car guy. Yeah. Guys, I'm down. Make smoke, bro.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Perfect spot to do it out there too.
So, and then, it'd just be cool to break out of the industry as well. Like, if we could get some, like, automotive shops, like performance shops in here. Chad has some connections.
You
He's
do
behind the
realize
camera.
I was kidding about the art talk, right? Like,
I didn't
it's
think you
so
were.
out of character.
I don't know. Not really. You love music. Weird music, too.
Weird music.
Yeah, it's perspective.
First
It's
off,
opinions.
you're
They all
wrong.
smell.
Have you
But, like-
heard from anybody in the shop that's labeled your music as good music? I still
Very
have yet
valid
to hear it.
point.
You know what?
No, you haven't heard his, like...
No. I'm saying I still have yet to hear that
Somebody
someone
say,
said
like, I
it's
enjoy
good.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
hold on.
I find peace
First
in
and
my
foremost,
day.
I'm not going to say some of the things that I listen to aren't beyond you. That's obvious.
Talking about mentally.
Let's just keep the crayons away
Let's
from
just
them, okay?
Let's just
You'd have been a great
Tim.
Marine.
Shout out to my mom. You know what I love? So my mom was a Marine, 23 years. She'll say the same jokes.
Right.
Like, they accept it. Shout
Oh,
out to
yeah,
my
yeah,
brother-in-law,
Own it.
Travis.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can't judge me on my worst choices.
Should give
Is
her
what
a
I'm saying.
Christmas gift.
I listen to the same stuff you do, to a degree. I listen to normal stuff. I think the problem is I'm old. So, like, I've got a huge catalog of stuff that I listen to, and I get bored with the old
But
shit.
you listen to some band called Clown Cars.
It's not Clown Car. It's Clown Core, okay? Shout out. I'd love to have you on the show, dude. Not kidding. Clown
Your own
Core
show.
is the best. Actually, I was talking to the wife about it, and I know this is a real, like, dirt road sidetrack here, okay?
Whatever.
You know why I like that music? It is so chaotic. It makes my brain smooth, level. Like, it is peaceful. And that is, she's like, that says something about, like, how your brain operates. I'm like, broken. Got it. Like, completely, utterly broken. But that music is so chaotic and so, like, kind of, like, left field.
That's really interesting because, like, then that just tells me it scales. Because, like, what I was talking about yesterday, I'll throw on, like, hardcore rock music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, like, what I also...
Nickelback.
But I stated, like, but some people would view it as, like,
Yeah, I played
nursery
that at,
rhymes.
I played that at kindergarten.
But it does help me calm down.
Oh, sure.
So your crazy is just a little bit more crazy than me.
I'm not going to say it's not, bud. Yeah, I'm definitely another element there. And that's the other thing. I'm normal by comparison to some people.
I mean, that is true.
Taylor Swifties. God, dude,
God.
insane. Yeah, I'm bringing the heat.
That's a soundbite that should get us a little bit of traction, right?
would hope.
Just say Taylor Swifties, 5 seconds.
Gun guys hate Swifties.
Led by
Thumbnail.
ShaloTek.
Yeah.
What do we always say? Say my name.
Say my name.
So anyways, we appreciate it. We're going to do this more often because this even just first time, it's not first time for Dylan and I, but first time. That sounded so wrong.
Wow. So you guys have anything you want to come out with? We have a date set yet?
Was way easier than every single time that Chad's tried to come around and capture video.
I'll
it
take
just
all the
doesn't
credit.
work. For how good this was?
Yeah.
I will give you all of the credit.
Look, for my ego, please feed.
Yeah. I will give you all the credit.
Thank you. Ego kills.
And then I will give it all to the credit card that got swiped to
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to
yeah.
do it.
Always back to the money. Swear.
Gosh, Travis,
what-
do you think about? No, I'm just kidding.
That's what Matthew
Yeah.
says
What
as
do
well.
you think about when you're not thinking about money?
Yeah,
Money.
The food I have to pay for.
right.
In all fairness, it's only because I care about you guys.
No. We really
And I
appreciate
care about
it.
my family.
You don't understand how much we appreciate the levels of risk that you're willing to take. We just wish you'd shut up about it. That's all.
I wish you guys would shut up and get back to work.
Push the button. Push the green button.
I walk out here and everyone's just chit-chatting all the time, and I'm like, this is why we can't have nice things.
It's called
boys.
an hour-long cycle, okay? That's what am I supposed to?
I don't know.
You're supposed to get hands on in the machine, deburr it while it's spinning up.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that phrase? If you're leaning, you should be cleaning.
Yeah, if the spindles ain't turning, you ain't earning.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of that. And right now, they're not turning, and we're going to change that. So
Yeah, what time is it?
it's been a good.
No, we
Yeah.
got 4 more minutes, brah.
You got 4 minutes to wrap up,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dylan?
what,
it's
do you have a
time.
last question?
Tim
No,
and
I
talked through everything.
Yeah. I don't have a last question, but I think we just go ahead and call it a morning.
You got
So
poop, don't you?
no.
Like, actually, I'm ballpoint over here, so let's wrap this shit up.
He's like, I gotta go, boys.
Yeah.
Literally.
Gosh. But no, we appreciate everyone watching and tuning in. We're excited to bring more content like this and to feed you guys in on what's happening daily.
If you want our product, call Tim. Ask for Tim. Call the number. Ask for Tim. If you have a problem, yell at Dylan. It's really simple.
Yeah.
On every single social media platform, write in Dylan. Answer my crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag,
Now.
where's Dylan? That's
And
the
then, like,
campaign that
here's
we
the
should start.
I'll
Here's the other thing that you
I'll
can
see
do
those
too.
and I'll extend the timeline to
Tell
answer like
me-
another 72 hours.
Find my Instagram. Tell me I will not respond to you, but I will screenshot it and send it right to Dylan.
me.
Yeah.
Because a customer emailed in last night, not through the customer service thing, but through an order message. I got that alert and I screenshot it and I sent it to Dylan. I said, "What the heck, bro? Solve this tomorrow."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll do it first thing in the morning."
This is the interesting thing, okay? The shit filter. Somebody hears about it, and then it goes to you. And if you don't
I
want
make
to
it
deal
sound
with
like
it,
I drop the ball all
it
the
goes
time.
to me.
No, it's not that you drop the ball all the time. It's just inevitable. The ball gets dropped across the board. We all drop it
You gotta cup
daily.
the balls. You gotta that way you don't drop them.
Jeez.
But if you want something done and it hasn't been getting done and you haven't heard because the ball did get dropped, message me and I'll go on a rampage.
You just literally slit your own throat.
Yeah, you really
Again,
did.
I said I won't
Ding,
respond,
ding.
but I will screenshot it and send it to the person that needs to handle it. It happens all the time. All right, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.